Terri Niccum's full-length collection, The Knife Thrower's Daughter, was released in June from Moontide Press. She is also the author of the chapbooks, Dead Letterbox from Moontide Press, and Looking Snow in the Eye from Finishing Line Press. Niccum was a finalist and runner-up for the 2020 to 2021 Steve Kowit Poetry Prize, and a semi-finalist in the 2021 Knightville Poetry Contest. Please welcome Terri Niccum.
So good to be here. But so wonderful to hear Matt and such horror to follow him. He is so good. I'm going to read first my skinny book, Dead Letterbox. And actually this is one of the more positive poems in that book. Well, it's holiday season. How to fix anything. Put a mushy sponge into the microwave and hit 6-0 to kill germs. Put your mushy heart into the pocket of a friend for safekeeping. The principle is about the same. Warmth makes right, nearly as good again. Wear red to be remembered, or drink red to forget. Put stones in your pockets if you truly wish to drown, or walk only halfway into the forest. If you walk further, you walk out again. If you can save someone, spare no speed. If you can only save yourself, do so. If you can't save anything, fill your hands with rose petals, lie down in a vat of cream, and breathe slightly to Stravinsky. If someone comes to save you, give them a big kiss. If no one comes to save you, kiss the dark. For my skinny book, it looks like this. Look at this one. Woo woo! It's the Knife Thrower's Daughter. And a tattoo artist who is also a fine artist did that cover for me. Knife Thrower's Daughter. So that's what the cover looks like. And here's the poem that the title is taken from. The Knife Thrower's Daughter. I've always known that truth flies with a whiz, ping, has a point, and is capable of drawing blood. Even before I could talk, I knew the slap-happy language of blade-biting board. Such a baptism only proved the steel of his argument, from which death is the sole deviation. An artiste of precision, he constantly frames me in carving knives and stilettos. Never have his eyes strayed from me, his still life Madonna, flaunting my unmarred curvature in pink tulle like a ballerina who doesn't dance. Such an Isaac he is, to cheat God every night while I, with my porcelain half-smile, condone the hard-edged halo he hurls at my head. What does it pay me to believe so totally in the laying on of hands? The hands I loosen each night from their leather casings once the show is over and the audience who have already forgotten the thrill of seeing me cloaked in daggers, have gone home. The hands that I gently grease with oil beneath the trailer's 40-watt light, the hands he allows me to forgive with a kiss before they polish the blades. The hands that will, every night of my life, tense to the rattle of a drum roll, pause purely for dramatic effect, then throw again the number of blades tattooed on my heart, then graze the air with a flourish up and down as he bows to the crowd and pulls me like Phoenix out of my silver cage. This is a bit of my personal philosophy. And it's called Doing God's Job, and it starts with an epigraph from the poet Valentina Luke. The world is a terrible first draft. Agreed. And I blame God, who left us here half finished, stranded on the edge of a buck knife, our fingers poised just above the fire, or inches from the fan, our feet already caught in the undertow, our souls always out of our depths. And God either intervenes not at all, or to ill effect. What kind of half-assed job is it for someone who is supposed to be omnipotent? And don't give me that free will crap. That's just a cop-out. So Valentina, you are right. There is no way out, and we trudge in any direction we have come to call forward, in any weather that wears us. We stretch our arms long enough to hold children on the other side of the world who have lost their countries or their parents. We don't let anyone decide for us what it is to be human or make us small. And when our own children lay buckets of blackberries in our lap, we hug them, coax the berry stain from their fingers, fold their offering into the soft walls of a cobbler, and kiss them for the light they bring through our door. What she told the river. I will lay down my rings for your transport fee and borrow your blue for a rucksack. Make of my journey a wet undoing. Hang my dress like a mast on your sunken harvest. Bedeck your mud-stuck schooner. Dance with my slippers and blend my voice with those of your silent floaters. Make my skin wear the coolness of fishes. Scribble a new story on my face and let minnows feast on my eyes. Have birches bow their shaggy heads to note my slow erasure. Thread my bones with your fingers, play me like a long-lost harp. Then sow me to the sea. Okay. Because sometimes you gotta have fun and games. And this is in this book too. It was published first in an anthology of horror that Moontide Press put out. But it's included in my fat book, as I call it. So the 50-foot woman retells it. You couldn't call me big-boned. That just wouldn't cover it. In fact, when I blossomed into a 50-foot big girl with vitals to match, I had a hard time covering all my lady parts. I I wasn't being immodest. Curtains and bed sheets just don't stretch that far. And I wouldn't have left the house if they hadn't kept trying to chain me up and poke me with needles. But what I want to know is why everyone thought I was the villain and not my philandering husband. Just because 5 linebackers could have used one of my breasts for an awning, was that any reason to wrap me in iron and wimpily try to seduce me? Sedate me, sorry about that. Either way. And prior to my growth spurt, what did I ever do wrong? Other than amass 50 mil that my rat husband Harry wanted to share with that summer stock floozy honey partner. Oh sure, I tickled a bit and was fond of midnight drives alone in the desert. I guess that was my downfall. Not running when the saucer planted its light within yards of my car. When that enormous hand reached out and all I could do was scream. Oh well. Aside from the nuisance of needing to play kickball with a few trucks trying to block my way downtown, for a while it felt good to be the woman in power, to really hear the roar of my thunder thighs, to rip the roof off the bar where Honey and his bitch were hiding and make that gaslighting husband of mine squeak with fear. Oh, and when I lifted the ceiling beam like a pickup stick and dropped it on Honey, crush, mush, what a rush. After that, as in all good 50s movies, the writing was on the wall. But at least I got in one last grab for Harry. And so, when that exploding power tower touched my 50 feet, I was ready to lay down my arms, open my hand, and expose that bounder squash like the bug he was. After all, he tried to shoot me. And though the bullets bounced right off, it hurt my feelings. And really big girls have really big feelings.